is the fearlessness and the competitiveness that he has. And it's very evident when he plays that's a part of who he is. We can't teach that. We can't teach it at all, but he has it. He's had it since the day he signed. Just really proud that he's going to be part of the left side of the infield. It's one of the best left side of the infields in all of baseball for the next 5 or 6 years. So, Maikel, thank you for trusting us. Thank you for working the way you've worked. It's a pretty special thing, and I'm happy for Maikel, happy for our scouts, player development, his family. It's just a really cool thing to see this happen. So congrats, Maikel.
Thank you, Yaya.
Good questions, Andy Rob.
Hey, Maikel. Good to see you, man. Congratulations. Why was this important for you to get done right now after the season you had and looking toward your future?
I think it's just I want to be security good, my family is good, don't worry about money, and just focus next year and play baseball and help the team to play better, and we want to bring the championship back to the city.
When JJ goes through your evolution as a player, I mean, how do you think about that when you think back to when you were 16 and 128 pounds, as you so clearly remember?
Yeah, it was a hard process, you know. No one want a guy like with 128 pounds. The Royals just the only team to give me the opportunity to play baseball. That was the only offers to have, and when I was young. And then I always appreciate the Royals for the opportunity. And I knew that I just need opportunity to play baseball, and then I made the rest. So I did it.
Jay.
Hey, Maikel, you have your mom here. How important was it to share this moment with her, and just for the whole journey from last season, you said you were the worst player in baseball, and now you got a chance to be locked down long term with the Royals?
Yeah, it's very special, you know. My mom is always like my mom and my father, you know, you guys know. My father passed away like 17 years ago, so my mom take care of me and my grandmother. And to be the worst here in baseball, I think that was a good thing, because I forget about winning ball, and then I focus on my career here in big league, and then I just did adjustment and work on my body, and then come this year and play outfield, moving around in the field, and then I take the third baseman and play the way I play at third. So it was a great year for me, and I'm so proud of myself.
Bye.
JJ, I've spoken about this a little bit before, but how did you see beyond 128 pounds? And when you say that about fearlessness from the day you signed him, how do you observe something like that? What was it that you'd see?
Yeah, well, going back to when he first signed, it's a long process. I mean, you think about the work they do in the academy, the nutrition they get, the strength and conditioning. You know, we do that with all of our players. You just don't know who's going to take to the weight and the strength. We knew there was going to be some weight gain, but the athleticism stood out with Maikel. But it took some time, and then even when he was in Arizona and Burlington, I remember that's the first time I really saw Maikel play a lot, and it was pretty evident that he was the most athletic guy on the field. You put those things together, you know, you keep dreaming on things, and this is what our scouts do. And our scouts, it's a tough job in Latin America, because we're watching players at 12 and 13 and 14 years old and trying to predict what they're going to look like at 25. So that's a very difficult thing to do. But when you look back on that, it's the way it's supposed to work. You know, that's what this thing is. That's what this industry is about. That's what the Royals rely on. And when we do sign a player that's as talented as Maikel, and it all comes to fruition, you get a chance to have a really special player, which we have in this case.
And why does the fearlessness matter so much? What do you mean by that, too?
Yeah, just there's no moment too big for him. I mean, watch him play. I mean, there's an aggression that he has. There's an expression on his face that tells you he's competing. We want that. We try to identify it. But until they play and they meet adversity and they're struggling, you find out they really have it. And in Maikel's case, he's always had that. You know, I kind of say this jokingly, but, you know, there's some guys you just don't want to meet up in the back alley, because he's a tough dude. You know, that's the way he plays, and that's what we want on our field, and that's what winners do. They have that fearlessness.
How much, JJ, did that give you confidence that he would bounce back from that 2024 season and become what he is now?
Well, we were very confident in Maikel's abilities a long time ago, and I hope he's okay with me saying this. The first time we talked to Maikel about an extension was in spring training of 24. So this goes back a long time. And then 24 didn't quite go the way we all wanted it to go, and luckily he understood where we were. And then you watch him evolve in 25. I think what's a little bit unique here is, we have 4 years of control prior to this extension. But I think that's a sign of how much we believe in him as a player. We wanted to reward him for what he's done as a player, how he represents and is going to help our team. So we pushed forward. There didn't have to be a lot of motivation on our end to do that. But when you have a player that you think is special, and he's willing to talk about an extension, and ownership should thank as well for being supportive of this. You have a chance to get to the finish line, and we did here.
Maikel, you too. I mean, just after that 24 season, where were you mentally, just, as you prepared for 25 to try and have the season you did?
Was a tough year, man. Yeah, when JJ told me about extension, I was excited, like getting $30,000 when I signed, and then the team told me about extension. I was too much worried about that and trying to blame doing too much, like to get my extension. Then, yeah, when the season over, I just move on and focus on postseason. And then, right when we get eliminated, I just focus on play better next year and do something different to help my team win. Just not like base running. I want to hit. I want to play different, like the way I play in 2023. And then, yeah, they told me about play outfield. I take the challenge and I did my job. And we're here.
JJ, just one last one, but I mean, just big picture, left side of the infield is two pretty big positions to have locked up. Just wonder if you sort of big picture, just the importance of having that locked up.
Yeah, well, our pitchers like it because there's not a lot getting past the left side of the infield. But not only are they good defense, Maikel can play shortstop. I mean, we know he can play second base. Last year when he was here rehabbing his elbow, we talked about him playing center field because he was so athletic. You want him in the middle of the field, which he was wide open to. We did a little bit in spring training. But I think the way this thing has evolved, the way his bat's evolved, we're not going to move off of that right now with Bobby and Maikel. It's pretty secure. They're going to stay young. Their bodies are going to stay young. There's a lot of range there. And reason to think they'll both continue to get better because they both work at it. And more than anything, they both love playing. And it sounds like a funny thing to say, but not every player in the major leagues loves and has the passion to play. I mean, we sort of joke about it. We'll figure it out. But he wants to go back and play winter ball. He was playing, a couple weeks ago. He loves playing baseball, and I think that's a pretty special thing as well that you can't underestimate.
Maikel, you talked about focusing on your game last offseason. What in particular did you work on hitting-wise?
Honestly, people say I changed my swing to hit homers. I just think about like take out my leg key and then hit it with the top tap. It was a big adjustment that I did, and then just trying to get behind the ball and hit better. Just trying to be the guy that I was and put the ball more in play and just get on base to guys behind me trying to do their job. So I did it. I didn't hit like lead off. I was a cleanup hitter this year, but I just did my job. It doesn't matter where I hit or what position I hit in. I just trying to do my job.
And you talked about securing your financial situation. Is there anything you splurged on after signing the contract?
No, I think I have everything. I have my house and my car. I don't need no more. I just focus on baseball and be happy. That's a great Christmas for my family and I.
Maikel, when JJ talks about how fearless you are, do you know, where does that come from? And do you feel like that too, that you play that way because you have no fear?
Yeah, I think playing winnable, that's when I get that. Like, it's a lot of pressure on there. I think playing winnable finals and that prepared myself to be ready for those moments in big league. And then I show in playoff. I didn't fear nobody, and then I didn't feel pressure in those moments. And I just go there and play my game. It was another game.
Were you like that when the Royals signed you, or did you grow into that?
I mean, no. I was happy. Just ready for next postseason.
And just one more thing, if I could, for JJ. You might have already spoken to this, really, but when you used the term earlier, securing the future, securing Maikel's future, but also the Royals' future, beyond what it does for you at third and short, et cetera, can you just elaborate on how you feel like you're putting the puzzle together?
Yeah, in this case, I would say, Maikel was part of our team, but I think it's a clear sign from ownership, the support we're getting, the belief in what we have on the field, the commitment to trying to win year in, year out, sustain winning seasons and get to the playoffs and ultimately win a World Series. So when teams make commitments like this to players, I think it's a clear indication that we're going to take care of our players. When they do things on the field, we're going to recognize it and try to keep them longer than the 6 years that we have them. And it just settles things as well for us. There's certain things we're not going to have to be overly concerned with, and that's a great thing for this organization, for any organization.
Maikel, we've talked about how you tried to move around positions and stuff, but when JJ says, you're their third baseman now and in the future, how does that make you feel, knowing that that's your spot after the Gold Glove year and everything?
Yeah, to me it feels better, to know like next day I will be in third base, but I'm ready to play different position. Like when Bobby got DH, I have to play shortstop because I think I'm the next shortstop in the team. So yeah, for me it's exciting to know like I'm gonna play third base after I win a Gold Glove. I feel like I'm natural third baseman right now, and then when I play different position, the third baseman, I feel weird. So now I can say I'm third baseman.
And I think I saw a video after you won the Gold Glove from just your family, your community, where you live. The response then was pretty cool. What was the response? What has the response been like with this extension being announced from friends, family, teammates?
Everybody is happy. Where I'm from, everybody's happy. They waiting for me. We're gonna celebrate together. A lot of friends growing up with me together, and then they can make to play professional, but they proud to me to be in this position. So that's like to win for them too. So they happy for me, and I'm happy to have them. So they like a family for me.
I think Vinny said that you owe them team dinner, so that might be a split.
Yeah, this year, Sel Lugo paid the team dinner in Toronto, so next year that's my turn. So I'm ready.
Maikel, you mentioned a lot of your goals, like from the last couple of years. What is your goals now going into 2026? Now that you got your extension, you won a Gold Glove. What's next for you?
Play 162 games and help my team like I did this year. We didn't make playoff, but I want to play the same way I played this year and just be ready for every day to help my team. That's the goal.
And last one for me, will the pink hair be making an appearance?
I mean, I like the style. I like the fashion. I saw Neymar make it, and I did it. So that's part of me. Like I did it like when I was young in my career to go to Dominican. They get mad at me because it was a rule in those years. And now we didn't. We don't have those rules. They change everything. We can have a beer in minor league, and everything is different now.
Thanks a lot, guys. Congrats again.
Thank you. Is this yours, Maikel? No.
Are
Yeah.
you